All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Dad Hat Chronicles Sports Show. My name is Ed, and with me, as of right now, is one of the other two co-hosts that we have going on right now. We have none other than the prospector himself, Mr. Patrick Larson. How are you doing, my friend?
Dude, I'm doing well. I hope that you are. Uh, I guess I'm a little worried about the sports world. There's just nothing going on,
Not a
and
whole lot going on,
there's
right?
nothing to discuss tonight, right? I mean, there's nothing in the world of branding and in terms of I don't know
In-
football
Not in the
or
world of branding, not in the world of college football,
nothing.
NFL, Major League Baseball, right? So major news in that one. So we will actually cover everything tonight, guys. But let me go ahead and introduce the other co-host of this wonderful show, the Data Chronicle Sports Show. Oh, the mayor himself,
There he
Mr.
is.
Donnie Wise. How you doing, my friend? Oh, I think he froze. So let's go ahead and remove him. When he comes back, we'll go ahead and get him going.
Is he
Uh,
trying to take my role tonight, like with what I did last week? Just kind of pop in and out.
yeah, you
Yeah,
guys are switching. That's what
we
it
are.
is.
We are.
Uh, what is going on, Phil? How are you doing, food and fitteds?
Ew.
All right. Well, all right. So let's just start with with what we hold near and dear in our world here, right? Baseball. I guess the major one that we got to talk about today is the major news, right? Oakland A's unanimously, all the owners agreed, move to Vegas. It's a done deal. It's happening.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts on that, my friend?
Honestly,
There he is. There
there
he is.
he
Hold
is,
on a
the
second.
mayor.
There is the mayor himself, fashionably late as usual. I don't understand this. I don't
Little
understand this. What's
a
happening,
little
mayor?
technical difficulty. I don't know if it's the red hair beard thing between me and Paul or what. But
It was one of those things, right?
it's one of those things. Yeah, I had to go on my phone. I couldn't get the thing to launch off of my laptop for some reason. I don't know. I'm
Oh
getting
well,
set back up at home today, so it's crazy.
it's hectic. I get it, my friend.
Yeah,
I get it.
mayors have a lot of mayoral responsibilities. It's completely understandable.
Phil, we will be talking about that in a second here. Don't you worry, my friend. Those are another rebrand news there. But let's go ahead and get started with the now former Oakland A's, right? Where Oakland A's are
Yeah.
not there. They are going to be the Vegas TBD, right? I guess they're still the A's as of right now. We
Yep.
don't know what's going to happen as far as the branding is concerned with that, right? We know they're homeless. They don't have a home. That's all I know. Talk to me, Patrick. What's going on? What are your thoughts, my friend?
Man, it still feels like a gut punch because until now it's just kind of been speculation and there's been certain just certain news going on and I don't know, like now that it's reality that now that and the fact that it was unanimous,
Yeah,
it still feels like a gut punch because yeah, you feel for the people, for the fans in Oakland more than anything. I mean, you
yeah,
can talk about the city side and everything else, but ultimately the one that loses at the end of the day are the Oakland A's fans because you know as we've seen, there are a lot of very passionate Oakland A's fans out there, and my heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to the city of Oakland for not
yeah.
having they already lost an NBA team to San Francisco. They lost. Now they're losing their baseball team. So feel for the fans there. I mean, it's tough to lose a team. So
Yeah.
it's a gut punch at the end of the day. I don't think Vegas needed the team. Some people I'm
No.
sure are excited about it. I mean, congratulations, Vegas fans, I guess, but they didn't need another team for me. And yeah, that's just really my heart goes out to the city of Oakland and the Oakland A's fans.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think Oakland needed the team, right? They've already had enough with the Raiders there, with the WNBA team, the NHL team, right? Like, so they have enough already. At the very least, it could have done an expansion team and then still kept the team in Oakland.
Yeah,
And then the letter that the A's put out there together today was really a slap in the face to the fan base, and it's really disingenuous, in my opinion. So I'm going to give you the floor, Donnie, and give me your thoughts on on what's going on right now.
I was surprised it was unanimous. That's the one thing that caught my eyes. Like everybody was good with this, and that I did not expect. I figured there would be some
Yeah.
franchises that just be like, I don't know about this, but I don't know. I'm same way. I hate it for the people of Oakland because I think things could be good there if they had a different owner that was willing to work with the city. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I don't see how Vegas supports all of this, but at the same time, Vegas is such a destination place that there's going to be a lot of people that'll go to take a trip there to see the teams. I just don't know if 162 well, 81 games home,
81 games. Yeah.
81 days, you're going to have enough people that are going to travel for that. And I don't know. I mean, it seems like they support the Aviators really well there. And I understand we've had this discussion multiple times. The AAA and Major League teams can coexist in similar areas, at least so far. But a lot of those areas are, Minneapolis, Atlanta, and much bigger cities than Vegas. I don't know. I hope it gets supported. The funny thing is they're talking about doing a stadium that's only like 35,000 seats, which is probably good. But the fact that they're going to spend $1 billion, but they're going to spend $1 billion to build a 35,000 seat stadium, that doesn't compute to me. So I don't know what's going on with it.
Is it more of and again, this is just strictly speculation at this point, right? But is it more of the we're building a 35,000, but it's one of those is where there's going to be entertainment and like the Atlanta Braves did, right? The Atlanta Braves did move to the burbs and they're not just build the stadium, they build more than just entertainment and things like that. So it could be something along those lines.
Yeah.
Great point by Johnny here. I feel we're losing jobs in Oakland of work for the A's for years, right? I mean, you're talking about concession, entertainment, sales, all of that. So they are a lot of people are going to be without jobs, and the owners not care.
And it's a second major move in like a half century, which it doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but that's a major thing.
It's a lot.
It's a major thing to happen. I mean, there's a reason it doesn't happen very often. I mean, because Johnny makes a great point. The ramifications of a move are not just the team moving; it's jobs. It's the loss of economic dollars for an economic impact for a city, the county that it's in, for the region that it's in. Because I mean, a major league franchise has a big economic impact on a region, not just on a single city or the county that it's in.
Yeah.
Or, it's a big thing.
Go ahead.
Right. And it's not only that they're losing the A's. Yeah. It's not only that they're losing the A's, but in the last 2 years, they've lost the Raiders and the Warriors. So, I mean, they've lost NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball out of Oakland within a 2 to 3 year period.
Yeah.
Like all of them are gone. They have no major franchises left in Oakland.
None. It's done.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oakland was the last one holding strong. And what really bothers me is that Oakland could have really taken advantage of this situation there, right? All right, so we're the lone team. We're going to be Oakland's team now. Let's take advantage of that. They're going to give us the money to build a brand new stadium right by the water. So it's going to be one of those situations, and it just, boom, done.
Well, and then John Fisher coming out and saying things like, you think you're suffering. Look at what I've been. You don't even know what I've been through. And it's like,
no one cares.
Like put it back on you about, what you've been through. I mean, it's like, that's really a great way to relate to your local fans. You think you've suffered? I've suffered.
Yeah. And no one cares. Absolutely. No one cares about an owner telling you that they're suffering. No one cares. That's just a fact of the matter. It's just that's not how it goes. So they're without a home now, right? So the plan is they're going to play in Vegas, at home of the Aviators for some games, and then I believe with San Francisco, they're also going to be playing some home games there. Like, I mean, how much of a hot mess is all of this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and now it's kind of the other owners can't complain because they voted to let this happen. So, you made your bed. Now you're going to have to lie in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be a mess. And I think you bring up a good point, Ed. I really feel bad for the Las Vegas Aviators too, because I mean, the investments that they've made and what they've done in Summerlin over there has been special. I mean, they host the AAA championship, and there's a lot of really wonderful things that the Aviators organization's been doing. And there's not a whole lot that they can say, considering they're the AAA affiliate of the new Vegas, whatever they're going to be. So so there's not a whole lot that they can say out in opposition anyway, because of that, player development agreement that they have, because, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them too. I mean, that's,
I don't, as far as that's concerned, I don't think that's going to be such a big issue. Because
but it impacts them in some way though.
Yeah, it will. Yeah. But if you take a look at, Minnesota, right? Then if you take a look at Seattle, right? So those teams already working within that that aspect as far as having such a close team nearby, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to be such a big deal. Such a big deal. It's going to be a deal because they're still going to lose out on some money.
Sure.
Right? They're going to lose out on that. And then it could be also that since they're so close, those teams there with, there are players that are going to be doing rehabs. They're right there. Now they have a facility in which they can do rehab now. So that could be a great opportunity there. So
good point.
So, okay. So we've already talked enough about this, obviously sad day. I do feel bad for the people of Oakland. I think that's the sentiment going around, really bad. So, but let's talk about some fun things now, right? We have some rebranding going on, right? New team name, as a matter of fact, in the New England side. And so, obviously I'm going to turn it first to you, my friend, the prospector. Talk to me about this.
Well, first of all, the former Broxton, the former team formerly known as the Broxton Rocks, there's now going to be the New England Chowder Monsters.
Yeah.
So sorry to the New Englanders that I don't have the accent down, but the Chowder Monsters.
The Chowder
Monsters.
Yeah, we're so killing this.
Forgive my terrible New England accent. Not accurate in the slightest, but that's the name.
Would be roasting us.
Right.
Yeah. That's the name that I voted for that team. So I'm happy with the outcome. I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's supposed to be. It's
minor league baseball, baby.
Minor league baseball, and so I think it's a good addition to the Frontier League. I'm glad to see Broxton getting some. Did I say Brockton? Is it Brockton or Broxton?
I think it's Brockton.
Brockton. Excuse me. I kept saying Broxton. Brockton Rocks. And I think it's a good addition for the Frontier League to add a team up in that area, and just kind of strengthens the league. And I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, there's already some great names of teams in that league already, and so I think this just kind of enhances it.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Donnie?
I wasn't familiar too much with this one, so that's a little bit new to me as to what's going on with that. But hey, any new teams popping up, I like. I hope
I'm
it's
all
not
for it. Yeah.
Others, sometimes it is, but
I mean, as long as they send you your dad hat when you order it, I think that they're going to be in just fine shape.
Listen, if I'm going to order a hat, I'm going to be calling them every day. Where is it? Where is it?
There you go. Just make sure it's not the same
Spartanburg.
Yeah, I was going to say, just make sure it's not the same ownership as the former Spartanburg ownership.
Right, exactly. So, and then before we go into the other branding, but the Appy League, they're getting another team. West Virginia.
Oh, they were losing. This helped replace the one they were losing.
Right. But I mean, Huntington is such a great city. I mean, I've gotten to go there a couple times in the past few years, and it's just it's a great tight-knit community. I mean, Marshall University's there for those that know, and it's I think it's prime for a baseball, like for a baseball team. I mean, that's going to be a nice stadium that Marshall's playing in, and they're going to share, they're going to be able to utilize that stadium, and Marshall's hoping to put that team together they're letting them use that facility. So I think it's a great setup.
I was just going to say, I think it's
the,
collegiate, right? So it's collegiate
Yeah.
Woodbat, and the fact that, like, you have Marshall, who is saying, it's like, yes, we want it here, bring it, let's do this. It speaks volumes of what the impact that the Appalachian League has been able to do this time, right? The impact of, we're talking about Oakland losing, jobs in there, right? And now we're talking about West Virginia and Huntington. They're getting a team. They're getting to expand the season now because college is over. Then the collegiate Woodbat team takes over.
Yeah, and Marshall's president Brad Smith used to be the CEO of Intuit. So like TurboTax and everything. So he's a real visionary, and he's really tried to, he's passionate. He's a local West Virginian, and he's passionate about Huntington and about West Virginia as a state. And I think I would bet he had something to do with this. And
I'm sure, absolutely.
Being open. I mean, he is he's just a visionary leader. Having gotten to meet him a few times, he's just one of those people, when you get him in a room, he's very impactful, and he commands a room without having to say anything.
That's awesome.
And so I think that lends to the fact that, Marshall getting involved in the community once again, which they've really been making a lot of strides to do. So I'm real excited to see what comes out of that, and what kind of team name you get.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that I'm right in saying that it's going to be a really good thing for the Appy League and really good for Huntington, West Virginia.
I'm with it.
Yeah, I mean, it expands the footprint for the Appy League a little bit, further north. I know when I was up there with Holsinger a week or so ago, he was talking about Portsmouth and the history of baseball in that area, and how it, he wished they would bring something to Portsmouth. This isn't quite that, but it's a lot closer. So I know he'll be happy about that, and having something close by, and probably closer than he has right now driving to Cincinnati and Columbus. So good for them to expand that footprint. I mean, and you think of all the wood and bat leagues and teams and logos from these teams that we've seen in the last few years. I mean, collegiate wood bat is just blowing up across the landscape, and really taking, they're taking on the minor leagues. It's not taking them on, but you know what I mean? Like they're really
right.
They're really like stepping up their game, I guess.
I was just going to say, because, for so long, the Cape Cod used to be the of collegiate woodbed, right? It's no longer that. You look at the Northwoods League, right?
Expanding.
The Northwoods League is expanding, right? More teams. And like you're saying, Donnie, so many cool logos in that league right there, man. It's such a beautiful thing to see as far as what they're bringing out. Pecos leagues. Then you have now, the Appy League here, who is just, I think that the best thing that could have happened to the Appalachian League was going collegiate woodbat. As crazy as that sound, when minor league baseball decided to, contract, you're talking about these teams were like, yeah, we're good. Let's see what we can do. Lynn has a great point. Prospect League is also growing as well.
They are. I mean, and that's turning into a really fun league as well. I mean, it's, you've got former affiliated minor league teams that are in the, in the Prospect League. So, I mean, it's.
I like Phil. Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. Free tax return night.
Exactly, free tax return. Hey, listen, whatever gets them in the ballpark, I'm okay with this.
Well, and Donnie made a really good point with this, but I think that the other good thing about Huntington is just the strategic location of it, because you've got Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia right there together. I mean, like in Huntington, there's a bridge that goes right over to Appalachian, Ohio. So, I mean, so you've got three states that kind of converge right there, and they share so many things, and that's good for all three sets of economies. I mean, so it may be in Huntington, but I think you could argue West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio all benefit.
That little spot right there,
that little spot right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just right all there together. So it's really, really nice to see that.
All right. Don, you have something else to say?
No. I was just saying, I was agreeing with that. And I mean, you see what the Dirty Birds have done right over in Charleston the last few years too. West Virginia's coming on.
Well,
They
that's a
are.
good thing, right? Because we're talking about West
Really
Virginia for so long. They had such a good, big, rich history of baseball, and it fell through the cracks. The '90s and early 2000s, and now it's like it's renaissance, right? Like, okay, we're coming back. Let's bring in some more economic development, and then let's bring some baseball, which it's always a good thing.
Yep.
Well, that's what a lot of these people I think are seeing is what you just said, economic development. They can tie things around these ballparks,
Mhm.
and the wooden bat leagues. I mean, it's summer, so I mean, people are they're out of school. Kids got time on their hands. Parents are looking for something to do for the kids for the summer. The weather's better. I mean, a lot of these smaller communities that don't have anything else major going on, they're looking at like, hey, let's get in this one of these wooden bat leagues and get a team going and give everybody something to go do on some Friday and Saturday nights and build some economic development around it. If it's like an old ballpark downtown that they can spruce up a little bit and put some restaurants and bars around. I mean, it's all about that. I mean, that's really good stuff for those teams. And I mean, for these towns.
And when people are competing for businesses, like there's a lot of things that you do to try to attract a business that's not just like tax based. It's beautification projects. It's showing them that there's recreation, that there's things to do for the people that they're going to hire in their communities. Those are a bit, those are big attracting factors when a place is deciding where it wants to go. So, having affordable family entertainment is certainly an attractive option. If it's between you and a place that doesn't have that, that could be the very factor that puts you over the line. So it's it really is an economic boon for a lot of reasons. But I mean, even just the presence of it, because families need things to do.
That's that was the big thing when the Blowfish moved out here to Lexington. They played in Columbia, but they were in sort of a dilapidated old stadium, and the city was wanting to get rid of it. And basically they had a high school football stadium sitting vacant because the high school had built a new football stadium at the high school property. They used to play down the road from the high school. And this was right across the street from their Dixie Youth complex with like a dozen youth league fields. And they had hosted the Dixie Youth World Series there before. So baseball is hot in Lexington, South Carolina throughout all levels. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was a chance for them to take this old football stadium and sort of reconfigure their property for a baseball stadium, and it's worked out perfect for Lexington and put a wood bat team right in the heart of a really hotbed of baseball for all levels of youth here.
And I appreciate that, right? Like Patrick, more than this. You really deal in this, and development and public and all that fun stuff, right? So it's like the economic impact that a minor league baseball team could have on these small towns it's it's pretty big.
Yeah,
if you think about it,
it is. And the impact is not just about just the straight money. I mean, that's what you see. Numbers are what talk, but it's. I mean, it's kind of what can bring in tourism. It's what can put them on the map for something that otherwise that someone wouldn't go. Like that's what can attract people that otherwise wouldn't ever come and visit that community, and that benefits your local hotels, your local restaurants, your local your local natural assets, your tourism assets. I mean, those are all things that tie together, and it becomes and that's how you build an experience for people. It's when you bring them in because. Right. It may be the ballpark that brings them, but maybe it's not just the ballpark, but it could be another asset that you have that brings them back. So it's a way to help bring people back and get repeat customers. I mean, it's
a quality of life improvement for the area.
Sure it is. Basically. It sure is. 100%.
All right, boys. Well, let's talk about the rebrand that just dropped this afternoon, 6:00. We were talking about it, off air, and I really want to know what you guys think. They're no longer known as the Rome Braves; they are known as the Rome Emperors. I want your thoughts on this because, to me, I kind of like it. To be honest with you guys.
Yeah, I do. When I saw it pop up. I just said it out loud, Rome Emperors, and I was like, it doesn't really roll, but I said it a couple more times. I was like, I think it works. And then I saw the logos and everything, and I was like, dude, I love that. I even showed it to Jordan, my 20-year-old. He has no interest in sports, but he loves penguins, and he was like, dude, I like that logo.
I like it. I like it. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're playing
I love
on the Emperor Penguin, right? So I like
Right.
it. I like that
Yeah.
it kept it very Romanesque, right?
That's what that's what I liked about it. Yeah, I mean, just yeah. I like what Phil said. I know when I think of the state of Georgia, I think of penguins, but my justification is that down in Atlanta, they've got the Georgia Aquarium where they have penguins. So while it's not Atlanta, they can they can at least try to lay claim to that. But I like the fact that it's based off the Emperor Penguin as well. I thought, I mean, like you said very well, Ed, it's Romanesque. I mean, I think you got to have fun with that. I mean, it's minor league baseball is all about fun, and this is quite frankly so much better than the Rome Braves and using a column and whatever that old logo was. I mean,
it was atrocious.
Yeah, it was one of the most depressing in minor league baseball, and now they've got.
Mississippi still has a pretty bad logo, so let's be honest there.
Well, I think in the next couple of years, I think that they're going to do something about that. But personally, but I just think I like that. Go ahead.
Sorry, I say going with the penguin. I mean that's perfect for the kids side of things because they can have a penguin mascot. They can do so many things with that part of it, and they still have the whole Roman soldier type side of things. I mean, they can really do some really cool alternates already. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
And did either of you guys read the stuff about the logo? Huh?
It was Dan Simon that did it, right?
It is.
Yes. Yeah, it was Dan Simon.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I was reading the little blurb they had on there about the logo, and in that primary logo, that scroll mark in there. Did y'all see that was a capital G and a lowercase a for Georgia? That makes that. I'm like, that's really neat to kind of tie that little Easter egg in there with the logo.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That Dan Simon, man, he is a perfect guy for doing logos. He's awesome.
He's outstanding. I mean, like I said, I wrote on X or Twitter, whatever it is, and I said, Dan Simon works his magic again, because that's what he does. I mean, and he's got a great track record in the state of Georgia with, look no further than the Savannah Bananas. That's his work, for those that, for maybe the few that don't know that at this point, but Dan Simon designed the Savannah Bananas logo. So he's already got a very good track record in Georgia. And now he continues that with the Rome Emperors.
I'm a fan. I am a fan, boy. So
I like it. I think they did a really good job with what they went with.
Patrick, a theological question for you. When you purchase all of 3 on-field hats, are you rendering unto Caesar? What is Caesar?
Every single bit of it, Johnny. Yeah.
Oh, Johnny comes up with stuff.
Out of the 3 hats, which one did you like best? Because I know which one I like best. Which one did you like best when you just boom, you saw the 3? You had the black, the red, and the R.
I liked the red personally.
Me too. I want red. Like if I had to buy one tonight, I would buy the red one.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. I think the red one was my favorite. I just like that pop of color. That one just instantly caught my eye. But I'm a character based logo guy more so than than letters. I like the R for I like the R hat too. But I think the character based logos are always the ones that I'm going to go after.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and let me tell you guys, I'm a fan. I really am a fan of it.
I like it the more. It's like you guys said, the more I see it, the more I like it. Like Donnie, I was kind of like you when I first saw it, because I was in a meeting and someone sent it to me because I hadn't gotten a chance to look at it live because I was in the middle of a meeting, and so I had a friend that sent me the logos and they're like, "What do you think?" And then I had 4 people send me a text at the same time about it, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know," but then I'm not looking at it, and I'm like. And then I just kept looking at it. I'm like, I really like this. So,
yeah,
really good.
Guys, before we go into the picking our picks for next week, right? For this weekend's NFL games, right? Because we got to get to a little bit of NFL. I want to get into a little bit of discussion here. You know, we might fight about this, guys. But you know, someone sent me today a tweet about the Pepsi challenge, and I did not appreciate this person sending me this certain tweet about you know Pepsi versus Coke, because let's be honest, Pepsi is king, and everything else is just hot garbage. Okay, so I wanted to put that out there, Donnie. I did not appreciate that, so let's talk about this.
Hey, I'm all about Coke. I had a Diet Pepsi yesterday because that was all they had at the restaurant. It was like, we got
Good.
Pepsi product. And I gave them the eye roll. I was like, okay.
And Rhonda, I think, is with you though. I think Rhonda is all about the Coca-Cola. So I'll do, you know, all kidding aside, like Pepsi's my friend. Like my sister's family, they're all about the Cokes. I'm about Pepsi. This family is all about Pepsi. I think it's sweeter, it tastes better, it's a little, it gives you a little bit more fizz. McDonald's doesn't have a bad Coca-Cola though.
Yeah, you have said that. I'll give you that. You have supported the McDonald's
Yeah,
Coke product.
Rhonda, Diet Coke all the way. So there is that. So yeah, you know, honestly, you know, I think I was just telling you, I was in New Bern, you know, this last weekend, and it's a nice little town, but it's actually the birthplace of Pepsi. And we went into a little place where it took place and all that fun stuff. And let me tell you, I bought a little can, a little, you know, glass bottle in it. And come on, Lynn, it's not too sweet.
Yeah, I'm with Lynn. That's why I don't like the Pepsi. It's too sweet to me.
You think so?
I do.
But Coke is flat.
No, it's not. Coke's not flat.
You're from the Carolinas when you order a Coke, when even when you mean Pepsi.
Hey, so you've never been to the Coca-Cola Experience in Atlanta?
No.
You ought to try that. Whether you like Coke or not, you should try it because they got.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
From all over the world. But yeah, I'm just a Coke guy. I mean, hey, you don't like Skyline Chili. Some of us do. You like Pepsi. We like Coke. I mean, come on.
No, Skyline Chili is hot garbage.
Yeah, Rhonda doesn't even like the Diet Coke from McDonald's either. That's the last place she actually likes it from.
She likes the can.
She doesn't think McDonald's gets the carbonation mix right. It's probably more. Maybe that's why you like it, because it's probably more syrup and less carbonation.
I love more carbonation, because that's why Pepsi has a good. Pepsi is good with that, because they have really good carbonation. Long ago,
syrup in the McDonald's must just be sweeter on the Diet Coke.
Long ago, there was a Pepsi with lemon. It was good. Yes, visit Coca-Cola World in Atlanta. Yes, I remember the Pepsi with lemon, and I still do that, actually, as a matter of fact. Every time I have a chance, I add a lemon to it. Like, I'll drink Coke, like, you know, because Chipotle, I love me some Chipotle, guys. That's one of my favorite restaurants to go to. I love Chipotle, but they only have Coke products. I always ask. They used to have, like, on the side, little lemons, and I used to just squeeze the heck out of some lemons on that thing, and let me tell you, yum, yum. I remember New Coke, and who remembers Clear Pepsi?
I do.
I do too.
Pepsi Clear. That was my jam.
Yeah, Pepsi Clear. That's what it was. It's
Pepsi
like,
Clear.
Like it.
Or did you like Crystal Pepsi?
No.
See, I like both of them. So
let me ask you this: and have you guys ever watched the show Loki?
I have not.
Okay, so if you guys watch the show Loki, obviously it gives you a lot of nostalgic things that they put in there, right here and there. There used to be this drink that I used to drink all the time, and it was called Justa, Justa.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that drink?
I do.
Oh my God,
wow.
I used to love that drink, and then when I saw it, like, it took me back in time, and man, I missed it right away.
I want to say I had that at the World of Coke. Maybe it wasn't that. Was that a Coke cry, or was that?
I think it was.
Yeah, I want to say I had it at the World of Coke.
Phil, I will not do that. Ever put peanuts in a glass bottle of Coca-Cola?
Not for me.
I'm gonna need you to calm down with that.
That sounds like something they'd sell at Skyline Chili.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know
Man,
what happened. It just
Skyline Chili Slander and Sellers isn't even in here to defend it tonight.
no, and it's okay. I'm okay with this. He'll get over it. All right, boys. So, let's get into, what we've discovered is that, we both like different things. Like Skyline Chili is hot garbage to me, but Donnie likes it, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And so does Mike. Well, Mike likes a lot of other things, and I don't understand why. And then obviously, Patrick Larson, you are what? You're a Pepsi guy. You're a Coke guy. What are you?
I'm a Coke guy.
Okay.
I really can drink either one.
Show.
If I'm honest. I said I can really drink either one if I'm honest, but if I had to choose, it's Coke.
Yeah. If it's a Coke product, give me the Sprite or ginger ale, and then at that point, then all day. So, all right, boys, are we ready to talk some NFL? Oh, wait, actually, you know what? Before we go into NFL football, let's talk about the Big Ten. Our boy.
Oh, yeah. Is there stuff going on?
Yeah, no. So apparently, someone decided that they are going to accept the suspension.
Did he put on his big boy pants?
He put on his big boy pants. And let me ask you this: if you tell me that you're not guilty, and you say you're innocent, and it's going to be you against the world, why would you then at that point accept the suspension? And Donnie, I know you disagree with me on this one, so I'm going to let you start on this one.
I just think he's like, let's just get this out of the way. Let's move on. Let's not be a distraction anymore. And he just did the most un-Harbaugh thing, which was without accepting the blame and like, let's just move on. Like he's not going to fight it and not keep on dragging it out. Just let's go play. And I think, like I said to you in the text, he's got confidence that his team can win these 2 games, whether he's standing on the sideline or not. And he just wants to make sure, let's get the 3 games out of the way. I've accepted it, and then I'll be ready for the playoffs, the championship game, the playoffs, and anything after the regular season. I think like you're saying, I think he's admitting that he did something by not admitting that he did something and accepting it.
And not only that, you have momentum on your side.
Yeah.
The court of public opinion, whether I like it or not, was on Michigan's side.
Yeah.
Right? So why would you at that point admit that you did whether you did or didn't, you by accepting the suspension, you in turn, like you said, you admitted that your culpability in this.
Yeah. I just think I just believe that it could just be one of these things that just keeps being a fight and a fight and a fight, and it's a distraction to the team, it's a distraction to his assistant coaches, and I think he does not want this to be something that derails what they're doing. And I think the quickest, easiest thing for him is just say, all right, fine, I'll just sit on the sidelines for 2 games. Let's move on. Let's just let it be.
Yeah,
and I really think he's just trying to yeah. Well, I mean, he's already galvanized the everybody is us against the world anyway this past week, and his All-America team, and I mean, everybody thinks that they're the victims when they're not. But I mean, he has spun the hell out of this, and I think this is just the further spin. It's like
to the point where now NFL teams are interested in him again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe lawyers said the odds were not in his favor. Yeah, no kidding. By him doing this, to me, it shows culpability. That's what it is. It shows that you're guilty. Patrick, what's up? Talk to me.
I mean, I'm kind of in your court on this, Ed. I mean, I think that regardless of what happens now, the optics of it are going to say that you look culpable and that you at least knew something was going on. I mean, Donnie, I respect your point as well, though, about, that he's probably just doing it because they're like, we just need to get this on, and we're fighting for a national championship, so we need to move on. But the optics of it are gonna remain that you look guilty, because the question has never been, is it a stupid rule or not? Because
everybody agrees on the stupid rule.
Everyone agrees it's a stupid rule. I mean, this is what you would call. We've said this before on previous episodes, that this is what we call scouting in the NFL. I mean, scouting an opposing team. But the rule is written as the rule, and you're either guilty or you're not. And by accepting this, they're accepting at least a level of guilt.
There's
And you
something a
could
level of
argue that-
culpability. Absolutely.
Yeah. So they're culpable to a certain degree, no matter how you try to spin this.
Yep.
But they must think that it's worth taking that in order to continue their quest for going after a national championship and getting into the college football playoff. So,
Well, the other thing is Harbaugh doesn't care what anybody ever thinks of him.
No.
He never has.
No.
So he doesn't care if they think he's guilty or what. He just wants this to like go away so he can.
this is not
team
his
can
first
just play
controversy.
But here's the
Yeah,
thing, though.
right.
It's one, I don't think it's going to go away. And the reason
Right.
for this is, right, so let's say that they lose to Ohio State, which it's a very good possibility that they can lose to Ohio State, right? Those are the two biggest names in college football, Big Ten, and they're kind of evenly matched at this point, right? So if they lose, those like, well, see, the Big Ten wanted them to lose, right?
Right.
But if they run the table and make it all the way to the playoffs, then it's going to be everybody wants to put an asterisk on it because I was like, well, they got there because they cheated, right?
Yep.
So either way, it's not going to go away. They're in a lose-lose situation because of what happened.
Yeah. And I guess for me, it's just the stupidity of like it's like it would make more sense if they were doing this for their schedule next year versus the schedule that they had this year. I mean, I know we've already said this before, but
It's the
like,
easiest schedule they
Central-
have.
like you were sending people off to scout Central Michigan. I mean, like in that type of manner. I mean, it just like it boggles my mind. I mean, it's like these are teams that they should be beating with their with their second string, much less like a fully healthy first string team.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess the question would be, was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't worth it. Lynn, I hate to say this, whether they were the Iowas at full strength, they have no shot against either Michigan or Ohio State. It's
No, I want to
Hawkeyes
see
have-
I want to see a 19-0 Iowa classic.
Yo,
They beat Ohio State or Michigan 19-0, which is like an Iowa classic. It's like low scoring, but they can shut them out. So it's
I don't know if Iowa can score 19 points this year.
they scored 20. They scored 20 something last weekend.
22,
right?
22, I think it was.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, that was a shootout. That was
a barn burner right there.
They were flinging it around, huh?
Those don't ever count out those Hawkeyes now.
No, do not count them out. I think what was is it because they were wearing those they were paying homage to the Pittsburgh Steelers, so It was like it's a good defensive game. See, look, we hung 22 on Rutgers. That was huge.
Yeah, you showed Rutgers who was boss.
There you go. All right, boys. Well, we'll see, because obviously I don't think this story is going to go away. I think this is going to continue. Something is going to happen. We'll see what happens, right? Because just because he was suspended for the rest of the regular season does not mean that he's not going to come back, right? He's coming back for the playoffs and the Big Ten championship.
Well, can you imagine what this is going to be like? The week that they play Michigan, that they play Ohio State. I mean, this is going to dominate that. This story is going to dominate that whole game.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Big Ten, Ohio State, Michigan. That's going to be.
Ryan Day's going to have a field day with this one.
Oh yeah, he's got he already went up to an old man. I mean, what makes you think he's not going to go after Michigan? So no, not at all. All right, boys. Let's talk NFL football. As we know, today, right now, Thursday, Cincinnati and Baltimore are playing right now. Baltimore is up 14-10. Boys, I don't think Baltimore is as good as people think it is.
I agree with that a little bit. Yeah, they're not as good, and I think Cincinnati's better than they
100%. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Although Joe Burrow is injured right now, so he's not playing right now. So he's in the locker room. So you got Browning playing right now. So
yeah. But I've been saying that about Baltimore all season, and then the minute that I say that, then they go out and they went out and destroyed. I said it before the Detroit game. They went out and destroyed Detroit, and then they have a couple of those games where you're just like, well, they're a legit team this season, but then they come back and they have like a head scratcher. So.
Yeah. Well, they all do. They all play down to their competition, Johnny. You're good.
Yeah, they do. And let's not forget, Baltimore lost to the Colts. This is the same team that lost to the Colts. That's all I've got to say.
Exactly.
I mean, one of their losses is to the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Cleveland lost to, was it Pittsburgh, Seattle, and I can't remember the other team that they lost to right now for some reason. So
still beat the Colts.
Indeed we did. So I told my one coworker that I have Cincinnati beating Baltimore tonight. So
that would have been my pick before this game, if I'm completely honest. But there's been so many bad Thursday prime video games. Is this the game of the season for a Thursday night game?
There could be.
There have been some horrible ones this season.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Are we ready to pick some games here?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. Well, let's start with Steelers at Browns. Okay, they're both 6-3 right now. Steelers own the tiebreaker. Okay, because they did beat them early on. However, Cleveland, even with Deshaun Watson being out for the rest of the year, they're a 1-point favorite in this game.
I'm a little surprised.
I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna say my pick. I'm gonna let you guys give your picks, and then I'll say on that one.
Well, the one thing I can't figure out. Well, I mean, I'm not there at practice, but why they're going with DTR over PJ? PJ got the experience, but I mean, I would have thought they maybe were a 1-point favorite with PJ, but I don't know. I don't get the DTR thing right now. But he's also said he's learned a lot from that time he was out there, so. He says it's going to be different going into this game, so we'll see.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Well, the one thing I'll say about the quarterback is you don't need a quarterback to play good defense. So I understand that the Cleveland quarterback situation is iffy at best at the moment, especially it hurts losing Deshaun, but Kenny Pickett's not a barn burner. I mean, so let's look at the
I have no faith in Kenny Pickett. No,
Kenny Pickett to me is hot garbage. And I know, please don't let your wife hear me say that, Ed, but Kenny Pickett is hot garbage for me.
Oh no, she'll tell you. Don't worry.
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer the defense can win you football games. I think it wins you championships, and that Browns defense is top shelf.
Okay.
So I think Myles Garrett's going to have a field day against Kenny Pickett. And I think
he is locking his oh my God.
And so what I'm thinking is there can be a lot of defensive points in this game for Cleveland.
Yeah.
So
could be.
So that's where I'm going for a Cleveland win. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Cleveland's defense does not only enough. I could see a pick six. I could see a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I mean, or a fumble recovery in Steelers territory to kind of do just a game manager, just to do enough to get over the line. So I like the Browns in this game.
Donnie,
I do too. I'm same reason. I was going to say I think the defense is going to win this for the Browns. I think offensively, neither one of them, especially with Deshaun being out, neither one of them is going to be a stellar offense right now, but they're both managed games from the offensive side. I just don't think the Steelers have the defense to stop the Browns as much as the Browns can stop the Steelers.
I'm glad that you guys say that because when I heard the news on Monday and you guys texted me, I appreciate you guys telling me some wonderful news as I'm dropping my daughter off at school. But the fact that like this came out of nowhere, right? And Deshaun Watson played with a broken bone for what, a half and another half of a quarter. So, it's like, oh, okay, we lost Deshaun Watson. Like, technically, Deshaun Watson hasn't really been here the whole year, right? So it has been PJ Walker. The problem with PJ Walker is he's a turnover machine.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the problem with him is like he throws some really crazy throws that ends up being picked off. And then, that's how you lose games. So we'll see. Right. We'll see with DTR. We'll see what he does. I got Cleveland winning. Only by 3 points. I think it's going to be one of those things, defensive game, and it's going to be, who can hold out the longest. It's a bend but not break situation.
I think it could be like the Colts Patriots game from last weekend. I mean, I think it could be a low scoring affair like that.
100%.
I mean, I could see it very much being like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was going to say 17-14, 14-10, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was thinking 14-10 myself.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I like it. All right, boys. The other one we have going on right now is another 1:00 game. Cardinals visiting Texans, the Houston Texans. Houston is only a 4.5-point favorite on this one, so it's a little interesting, right? Because the Cardinals are 2-8. Yes, they did win last week. They get their quarterback back, but man, CJ Stroud has been playing lights out, and I'm not betting against Houston against the Cardinals on this one.
No. Stroud's going to be. I mean, that guy's he's the real deal, I think.
Yeah.
And
Stroud is him.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyler Murray coming back, I think, is the only reason that point spread's not bigger. But Texans at home and Stroud, yeah, the Texans are going to win this game. I think they're probably going to win it pretty easily.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, Texans all around.
Yeah, Texan. Yeah, I mean, CJ Stroud. I mean, what he put up? The man's already put up a 500-yard game. It's incredible what he's doing. And
he still only has two picks.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of the quarter. He's the quarterback that I thought, coming into the draft that that's the one that you want. That
hurts Donnie a little bit when you say that.
Sorry, Donnie.
I can see it in Donnie's face right there when you said that.
He's the one I wanted. He is the one I wanted. I'm like, the build. I would much rather they had picked him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's what I wanted for the Colts, if I'm honest. That was the one. I knew it was not going to happen. There was no way Stroud was dropping to 3, but I was just kind of holding out hope for like a mini miracle. But anyways, Stroud. I think the other story is like, what are we going to get out of Kyler Murray in this game? Coming back.
I have no faith in Kyler Murray.
Well, and that's the thing, because everyone's like, well, Kyler Murray's coming back. I'm like, but it's his first game back. So you don't think he's going to be, even if he is back, is he going to be back in his first game? I don't think so. So
he still can read the plays. He doesn't study.
No,
he's like, he wings it. There has to be a level.
And he's got a defensive coach now. So
Jonathan
Gannon's is a defensive mind. He's not an offensive guru. So
this is my take on Kyler Murray. He is Johnny Manziel 2.0.
Oh, that's so good.
That's a good one.
He had a couple of hot seasons coming out, and then he's just going to fade away like Johnny did. He's not going to stick.
I don't think so either. And I think that Arizona regrets that contract.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely.
So, all right, boys, we're moving on to the Tennessee Titans are visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars are a 7-point favorite, so that's a full touchdown right there that they're favored on. So, what do you guys think on this one? I'll be honest with you. I don't think Tennessee has enough firepower to go against Jacksonville. So I got the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this one.
Same here. Yeah, they want to redeem last week.
I think the Fighting Sellers are going to take yet another victory, and good luck, Tennessee, because you're fighting the Fighting Sellers.
There you go.
Real quick, what did y'all think of that picture I sent, that meme I sent y'all about the 3 quarterbacks that they had just 3 years ago on staff?
Right.
They had Dobbs, Minshew, and from Philadelphia, that won the Super Bowl.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
Yeah. And it's like, really? They had those 3 guys?
They did.
And just think, they also had the legend Blake
he
Bortles.
was the leader of that band.
He was the starter.
He was. Blake Bortles.
Where is Blake Bortles? Is he out of the league already?
I think so.
Unless he's in like the CFL or an Arena Football League. I don't think he's.
The Arena Football League is coming back, baby.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying unless he's there, and I don't mean any disrespect to those leagues, but he's not in the
go
NFL.
ahead, do so. It's okay.
Yeah. Because I think that's the only place that you're going to find Bortles is like in a former celebrity pro league, or like in a one-off type thing. But I don't know.
Let him coach or something.
Yeah. Maybe he's
it's
back.
Funny that a lot of these quarterbacks have gone into ESPN Plus on calling games. So that's probably he's gonna end up doing, something like that.
And some of them are as good at that as they were at playing quarterback.
It's true story.
I mean, oh my gosh, some of them are brutal. I always, I'm one of the people that can't stand listening to Chris Collinsworth. Like, if I'd hear Chris Collinsworth one more time say, and what they're throwing right there is a football. It's like, thank you, Chris Collinsworth. I am so much smarter having,
I thought it was a baseball, to be honest with you.
Yes, exactly. Well, like, that's how it always is. And I just face and palm all the time with him.
I'm with it.
That's just a me thing, but yeah, not a Collinsworth guy.
All right, let's move on to another 1:00 game here. The Las Vegas Raiders flying to Miami, visiting the Dolphins. Dolphins are 13.5-point favorite on this one, boys. They're giving them 2 touchdowns on this. I mean, I think it's right on the money.
Yeah, the Dolphins are going to light up the Raiders like a Christmas tree. I mean, they're at home. They don't have to worry about, not that you'd have to worry about it in Vegas either. They don't have to worry about the weather's not a factor. I mean, the Dolphins are a different team at home than they are on the road. So
I'm a believer in Tua. I am. I've always been a fan of Tua.
Even if you're not a believer in Tua, I'm a believer in Tyreek Hill. I mean, put the ball in that man's hands. I mean, that's a different kettle of fish right there. I mean, it's I mean,
their head coach is on a whole different level than we are.
Let him put on some Jordans and let him put get him on a sideline and put the headset on him. He's ready to go.
I love it.
He's PlayStation 5 and everybody else is the original PlayStation right now.
Yes.
That's a good
smart
one.
Man. Yeah. There was a one question that he was asking. He literally straight up looked at the reporter. It's like, you got money on fantasy football, don't you? Like, just straight up called him out, and it was gold. So
I love it.
He does some great stuff. All right, boys. Now this is the sad part. We're gonna talk about Donnie's team here, my friend. I'm so sorry to do this to you, but I got the Cowboys at 6-3 visiting the Panthers, and it's interesting because Cowboys are only a 10.5-point favorite on this one.
Yeah, well, that's because Panthers get the home 3, so it's really a 13.5-point spread. So I think it's going to be bigger than that. I think the Cowboys are going to thump the Panthers. I don't see us doing much of anything. I mean, we've just got nothing to answer for anything they have. Yeah,
I'm with you there.
Yeah. But I do want to say this first. There's nothing I would love more than see the Panthers just have a game and I mean, because remember the Cowboys did lose to the Cardinals, so
that is true.
It's not altogether out of the realm of possibility that they could win.
The Josh Dobbs Cardinals.
So maybe we'll get the real Bryce Young Panthers and But I mean, I want to say this. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm picking a Cowboys win. But I am hoping for my buddy, the mayor himself, Donnie Wise, that those Panthers, make Charlotte proud and get a win over those Cowboys.
I love it.
But I do think the Cowboys will win. I really do.
My black sheep brother is a Cowboys fan and a South Carolina Gamecock fan, so I'm hoping that he's going to get 2 back-to-back losses.
I'm with it. I like it. I think we should give I'm with it on that one. All right, boys. Okay, so we got a couple of more 1:00 games here, but we got the Chicago Bears visiting the Detroit Lions. The Lions are only a 7.5-point favorite. I think that is so low.
That's so low. The Bears are going to get clapped.
Yeah, the Lions are a really good team. I love what they're doing. Amon St. Brown, my God, is he Goff? Seriously, I don't have any faith right now in what is going on in Chicago. I got Detroit winning by 10.
Justin Fields doesn't have any faith in what's going on in Chicago either.
That is true.
Yeah,
I got Detroit winning by at least 10.
Yeah,
I'd even go 13, honestly. Yeah. With Detroit, and Ed, I know that we talked about this, on the last episode on Tuesday. But I mean, when are people going to put respect on Jared Goff's name? I mean,
he doesn't
what does he have to do? I know he doesn't, but I do for him because it's like he's done nothing wrong to warrant the kind of reputation that he's been given. But but sports aren't always fair, right? So
the fact that he went to Detroit and refused to just lay down and then be out of the league and said, "I'm buying in. This is our team," speaks volumes of what Jared Goff has been able to do with that team, because he's been playing really, really good.
Very well. Very well.
What would be awesome is if he could lead, like if he could win a Super Bowl with the Lions. He took the Rams to a Super Bowl. They didn't win. They brought in Stafford from the Lions, who could never even get to the Super Bowl, and won one. So for him to go to Detroit, I'd love to see him win one and be like,
I would love it.
I went to Detroit. And won
Listen,
one.
I'd rather see the Browns win the Super Bowl first. First of all, I'm going to say that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. If my Browns can't make it, I want Detroit to make it.
Yeah.
That's who I will be rooting for.
Yeah.
So
since the Colts have no realistic shot of making the Super Bowl, let's all be honest about that. I'd love to see my friends' teams make it. So Ed, I would love to see your Browns. Donnie, next year I'd love to see your Panthers make a run, with all due respect. But I can't say this season. But I just want to see it for Lions fans. I mean, they've suffered so much. So have Cleveland Browns fans, Ed. But but Detroit Lions fans have
Detroit Browns, calm down there, buddy.
Sorry.
The Lions need a Super Bowl like the Cubs needed that World Series. Sorry, Ed.
I mean, we're talking about the winless Lions. I mean, we're talking about a team.
We needed that World Series too. You know, we haven't won since the 40s, bro.
Detroit's been around longer, right?
I want to, before I die and I make it to heaven and I'm hanging out with God and all that, you know, at the age of 103, I want to see my teams win something, right? I've seen the Cavs already win a championship in 17. I was there. I was in Cleveland. It was awesome. I want to see, you know, the Browns or the Guardians win something. Come on, guys. Say it with me.
Go Browns.
Yeah. All right,
Go
boys.
Browns.
Now, okay, another 1 o'clock game. We got the Los Angeles Chargers going against Green Bay Packers. Chargers are visiting, and they are a 3-point favorite on this one.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the Chargers are they're chargering right now, so I don't know how that's possible.
They're all over the place. That's it. That's
are.
what we're talking about. Like, that's the head coaching opening that's going to be happening soon. So
the Chargers are charging, but they've also been Staleyed. So,
good one.
Good play on words.
Yeah, because
here's the thing. Obviously, I got the Packers. I got the Packers winning on this one, not by a lot, but I got the Packers. But here's what happens, and I'll turn it to you guys. What happens if the Chargers lose? Does he get fired, or do they wait to the end of the season?
I don't know, because I think their bye's coming up. Is their bye next week after this game?
I want to say it is.
I want to say I've been hearing that too. I think if their bye comes up, they might make a change if they get, especially if they get beat bad.
They play.
Oh wow,
they play week 12.
Okay, all right.
Well, Sunday Night Football, Ravens at Chargers.
That might be the end of Staley then.
That might be it there.
Yeah, because if they have any mercy for Justin Herbert, they're going to get Staley out of there. I mean, they've got to get a good coach in for Justin Herbert so they don't waste his. Because I mean, you're already wasting his like rookie years. You know,
right.
where you can actually bring in people to build something around him, and he's going to have to get paid at some point. And what I worry about is he going to want to sign? You know,
if they keep him, if they keep the head coach,
him, yeah. I mean, is he going to want to be in that situation? I mean, you've got to show them that you got to show him that you're serious. And keeping Brandon Staley, which he should have never started the season for me, he should have been fired last offseason, if not the offseason before that. I mean, it's like 2 consecutive years of like head scratcher decisions, and it's like how is he able to top himself? He seems to find ways, but yeah.
I mean, Justin Herbert ends up being the next Phillip Rivers if he decides to re-sign. It's just like he keeps dragging on and never get anywhere.
Yeah,
it's sad, man. It's sad. All right, boys, let's move on to we have a really we have a really good one here. Okay, we have the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants, visiting the Washington Commanders, and the Washington Commanders are a 9-point favorite.
Does that tell you how horrible the Giants are?
That's
mean,
embarrassing.
I was gonna say, because like if you got Sam Howell and company Sam Howell the third and company getting a 9-point and like being 9-point favorites, that is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Commanders take this one. I do, because
yeah.
they're at home. But I mean, like, what a tale of two seasons for the Giants. I mean, like whatever happened last year, and it's like it just makes you think that was just a fluke, because I mean, Daniel Jones being hurt is actually might even.
You know, Daniel Jones is not good. No, what? I knew that. Sorry, I blurted that out. I apologize.
I think that's where the fluke comment comes in. That he was a fluke last year, and now he's not doing what he did last year, and now he's hurt, and it's just even worse. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, boys. Because I think we just lost one. Yeah, Patrick's just like, I'm fine, Ed. Yelling at me like that, I'm out. Okay, so now that we talked about that one, we're going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the 49ers. That's a 4:05 game. San Francisco is an 11.5-point favorite on this one. What do you say, Donnie?
I mean, I think that's reasonable line, because the 49ers they've added
Chase Young,
and that defense is. I mean, that's I think a piece they needed. I mean, they were struggling a little bit they had a good defense. They just needed a little extra boost, and he was it.
Yep.
Offense has been pretty steady, so I mean, I think that might have been the one puzzle piece they need just to finish the strong season. So I think that's a good line.
Okay, I like it.
49ers win it at least by that, if not more.
Yeah, I think the 49ers do take this one. Like I said, I've been talking about, Baker Mayfield's playing for a career, right? He's playing for, he's trying out for other teams at this point. So I just don't think it's going to be enough this week to beat the San Francisco 49ers. I'm sorry.
You don't think the Buccaneers are going to keep him? I mean, is he playing for this? Is he playing for a contract from them also, or you think he's really just playing to go somewhere else and they're going to move on? I think he's playing. I think from his standpoint, he's probably playing to get an extension, a longer contract.
It could be. Yeah, no, you're right. It could happen.
I think for Baker, he's just playing. He's trying to play for a job in the NFL. Period. Whether that's in Tampa or somewhere else. I mean, true. So if it's not in Tampa, I think he's just trying to prove that he's doing it for himself, that he can prove that he's the starting quarterback caliber in the NFL.
Yeah.
So.
And he still has something there. I think it's like a lot of combinations of these quarterbacks. If they just get the right system with the right coach, things can click. And I think he still has something there if he can just get the right thing to click.
I think a little bit of his cockiness got in his way. His cockiness got in his way in Cleveland. Yeah. And he wouldn't grow from it. I hope that he did learn from it. And that, now that he's with Tampa, that, if he stays in Tampa, good for him, man. Listen, earn that contract, baby. Go for it. Make that money.
And Ed, you hit it right on the head. I think Baker with humility can be solid. He's not going to be a superstar. He's not going to be an elite quarterback in this league, but Baker with humility can be a solid option. I think of Jameis Winston in the same way. Like, it's not someone that, you're going to be, throwing your franchise tag at, but someone that can be solid if you need them to be.
Yep. I agree. So, all right, boys, we got a couple more games here. We got another good one. The New York Jets going up to Buffalo, playing the Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are 7-point favorite.
They don't give the Jets.
I think the line should be less.
Yeah, I think it should be too.
I think the Jets could steal this one. I mean, the Bills are. I don't know what's going on with them right now. I mean, they fire the coordinator. They're not playing strong. They either bounce back strong, or the Jets steal one right here. I can't figure out which yet. I mean, if I've got to pick, I'm probably still going to pick the Bills to win this.
So do I.
But
I'm going to pick the Bills.
Yeah,
I'm going to pick the Bills, but I'm going to pick the Bills to. I don't think they're going to cover.
No, right. I think the Bills win by a field goal.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think it's going to be another close football game. I mean, the Jets. Yeah, I mean, the Jets stole it at the death last time. I mean, so
It's a good one, Lynn. They
Yeah.
do need to learn how to count. That's what got them the loss against
Yep.
Denver. Too many men on the field.
Well, Ed, you brought this up in a previous episode, but McDermott's job might be in jeopardy. I mean, it's I didn't even think about that until you said it, but I was like, like the way this season has gone and with the investments that they've made, I mean, that's it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what Bills Mafia has to say about it. How happy are they? Like, how frustrated are they with McDermott? I'm sure pretty frustrated if I know Bills fans.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's going to be interesting.
We'll see. All right, boys, couple more here. We have Seattle Seahawks going to the Los Angeles Rams. Seattle is only a 1-point favorite, which I think is kind of low, to be honest with you. And I would have thought that it would have been higher since the Rams are only 3-6. They really have no weapons right now. I'm a little baffled by this one as well. I got Seattle winning.
Yeah, Seattle's going to win this. Rams are just not a very good team, and I mean, what has happened to the legacy of McVay? I mean,
F them picks. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
when you give up all your picks for like 4 years or 4 and 5 years at a time for like mid-range players, or guys you don't even keep around, this is what can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, because
they sold their soul and their future for that one Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and look at that. Nothing. Now they have nothing.
Because you use up all your cap space for a couple of guys, and you sacrifice draft capital to do it. You can't fill in the holes that you have, and so then your holes get exposed. It's a very simple thing.
So, all right, boys. Then we have Vikings visiting the Broncos. Denver is a 2.5-point favorite, boys.
Oof. Put some respect on Dobbs' name. I'm going with the Vikings. The way Dobbs has been playing,
I agree.
I'm going.
I was going to say the same.
Denver.
Yeah, I was going to say this too. The Broncos have turned a little bit around. Then they're playing better. Russ is playing better. I think Peyton's figuring that team out with what he's got.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on the Dobbs train right now. I think Dobbs is the man.
Train. Yeah.
Dobbs for MVP.
Yeah.
Hey, if he makes a run with the Vikings after coming in like he did, put his name in the voting, man. He deserves it.
What he did with Arizona. Listen, yes, they didn't win games, but what he was able to do and been able to, because a lot of the stuff was not his fault. Like that offense was clicking. It was the defense that was not doing that in Arizona. And now what he's been able to do in Minnesota, give me Minnesota. Let's go. Let's roll with them.
I totally
forgot
that he was with Cleveland until March.
He was in Cleveland until the very last day of training camp, and then he got traded.
I totally forgot about that.
You know how angry I am right now about that? Do you realize how angry I am right now?
I'm sure
he could have been He could have been the starter with Cleveland.
Yeah.
But instead, we decided to go with PJ Walker, who is a turnover. You know what? We're moving on.
Didn't mean to get you riled up.
Yeah.
PJ Walker's
Browns, baby.
Yeah, PJ Walker's an XFL quarterback. We move on. Let's go.
Exactly. All right, boys. Monday night football. By the way, that Vikings Broncos, Sunday night football. So
that's more like a Thursday.
The last couple of ones that we've had. So
I was going to say that's a Thursday night game.
Yeah, no kidding, right? All right, boys. Monday night football. This is going to be a good one right here.
Yeah, this
Eagles
is really
visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City only a 2.5-point favorite on this one.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I got Philly.
I've got Philly too. I've been saying all season, I'm not wowed by this Chiefs team. I'm not saying the Eagles are barn burners either, but like for the Chiefs record that they have, they're like
they almost
like
lost to Miami.
Yeah. Well, you said, but like I kind of put them in the same category as the Ravens. Like they have an impressive record, but the quality of the team and the inconsistency of the team doesn't lend itself to me being impressed with their record. So, Philly's starting to put it together. I think. I mean, they've had their struggles too. I understand, but like I think Jalen Hurts has been starting to come around. AJ Brown, that connection there has been really good. So yeah, I think Philly can go into Kansas City and win.
I'm with you on that. I'm with both of you on that. I think, like you said, with Kansas City, them and Baltimore have this thing where they're not dominating anything, and they can lose games they should not be losing.
100%.
Rub of the green has been for both of them.
Yeah, and the Chiefs are just, I mean,
the Chiefs should have lost to the Jets.
They
should have lost to the Jets. Should have lost to Miami when they were playing. Yeah, they should have lost to all these other teams.
Yeah,
they've squeaked out some games they shouldn't have won. So
and I know what Mahomes is doing. He's trying to rile up his team and everything. That defense is not the best defense in the NFL. I'm sorry, they're just not. It's not happening. So, boys, we made it to another week, man. Again, listen, boys. At this point, you guys are my co-hosts. This is it right here, right? Like, I mean, we've been doing this already since the beginning of the show. I want to make sure that you guys are. Let me know what you guys got going on. I know, Patrick, you just released your latest video. What's up?
Yeah, so I just did I just released a video on Wednesday, yesterday, for the Reading Fightin' Phils. It's installment 109. Can't believe it's already been that many episodes, but lots of hats in that episode, and go and check it out. And I really appreciate all the support that people in the chat and that everyone in the community always provides. I really appreciate it.
I love it. Donnie, what's up with you, my friend? Are you what you doing? Your managerial stuff as always?
Yeah, just keeping things going up here in the town hall and keeping everybody in good spirits. And just one thing I do want to throw out here. This is for Sellers and for Phil. Canada won the Billie Jean King Cup in tennis.
Gotta throw it out there.
Canada.
I want to get that in there. We have a little tennis talk. I mean, that's first time Canada has won the Billie Jean King Cup. So shout out to Canada and their tennis team.
And can I also give a shout out to the mayor for something else that he doesn't really talk a whole lot about, but I want to give him a little shine for it.
Absolutely.
Credit to him and Kelly with what they do with minor league nerd and the Donnie does a lot of research with that. Kelly, credit to Kelly for the concept and all that others, everything.
It's all Kelly.
But also I want to say, I know that you do a lot of research for him as well. So credit to you for contributing to that content as well. And for those that have not checked out the Minor League Nerd, do it. They've got a great YouTube channel, so make sure you go and subscribe. Kelly does a phenomenal job. Kelly knows so much about minor league baseball, but
that man it's an encyclopedia.
He is. And Donnie, Donnie, also to you for the research that you do.
Absolutely.
I know you contribute to the channel. So
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And you're right. I should have shouted out Kelly ahead of you as well. And that is a great thing he's doing. I was glad to do the research on that one. I learned a lot. When I sent that one,
they're great videos. They're outstanding videos. They really are.
I haven't researched as many of them as basically the latest one is the one I've done the most on, but I'm working on a couple more for him. Hopefully I can find the time to really sink into that a little bit and help him get some more of them out there. But man, that guy really knows his stuff when it comes.
He does.
You know what this tells me right here? It's the fact that the community that we're part of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The minor league community, right? We're all helping each other out. We're all propping each other up because, once one of us succeeds, we all succeed. And I love that. So
yeah. Well said.
And make sure you guys are following each and one of us on Twitter, Threads, Instagram. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Dad Hat Chronicles Sports Show. We are on YouTube. We're everywhere, guys. So make sure you give it that thumbs up, give it a smiley, give it whatever it is. And then we will see you guys next week, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Bye.
Bye.